All right. Let's see. Let's get back to the compTIA. And we'll pick up on these notes in just a moment. See something here. All right, so today just gonna do some studying of the compTIA study guide, a little tryhackme practice as well. Might jump in on a little chess, may not. Certainly gonna do a little solitary. But ultimately, just looking to be productive today. So if you are on a self-growth journey and want an accountability partner, or need to get some studying done and you feel like procrastinating and don't do it, I would suggest you hang out with me, as we are going to get to it. Um, let's see. Okay. All right. I think we are ready to get started. All right. So this marks section 1.2 core security principles of the compTIA study guide, security of the compTIA Security Plus Study Guide Complete Certification Booklet. This is section 1.2 Security Principles. We covered section 1.1 in the prior video. So here, if you work in IT support for more than a day or two, you discover that most people's simple requests are not actually simple. The manager wants access to everything, so I don't have to keep asking. A user insists their password policy is ridiculous and begs you to turn it off just this once. The organization has experienced a data leak and every overnight ticket suddenly has the word urgent and security in it. You're stuck in the middle trying to keep people productive without putting the company at risk. This is where core security principles matter. They give you a way to think about these decisions, to explain them, and to make constant choices instead of improving under pressure. Makes a lot of sense. These principles are not tied to any one vendor or platform, whether you're working with Windows, domain, Mac, OS, laptops, Linux servers, cloud applications, or mobile devices. The same ideas appear in slightly different clothing. Later chapters will walk through specific tools and configurations. Here, you are building a mental model underneath these tools. When an exam question asks what you should do in the next scenario, the right answer almost always aligns with one or more of these principles. The more naturally you can see which principle is in play, the easier it becomes to reason your way to an answer rather than trying to memorize every possible situation. Pretty straightforward. Okay, I need to jump into a note view at some point. Here we go. The CIA triad, what security is trying to protect? The starting point for almost all information security thinking is the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. CIA triad, and availability. You can think of these as three main goals that any security control should support. Goals of any security control. Every time you choose a setting, implement a policy, or respond to a ticket, you are affecting at least one of these. Confidentiality is about keeping data and resources hidden from people who are not authorized to see it. Mhm. Makes sense. Mm. The word authorized is critical here. Confidentiality does not mean nobody can access this. It means only the right people can access this. In a typical office, this shows up in obvious ways, such as an HR share that only HR staff can open, or an accounting application that only the finance team can log into. It also shows up in more everyday habits, locking your screen when you walk away from your desktop, enforcing password policies so someone cannot guess a coworker's credentials, or encrypting the hard drive of a company laptop so that a thief cannot read its files. All of those are fundamentally about confidentiality. On the flip side, when users share passwords so we can just log in as admin, or email salary spreadsheets to personal email addresses to work at home, they are breaking confidentiality, even if they do not mean any harm. Some things have to remain protected. About that. The next one is integrity. CIA triad. All right. Integrity focuses on whether data is accurate, complete, and trustworthy. It's a pretty straightforward definition. Accurate. Bless you. Complete, trustworthy. It is not about hiding information, but about making sure that what you see is what is intended. Imagine an order database in an online store. If malware or a buggy update silently alters order quantities, changes shipping addresses, or corrupt records, the integrity of that data is broken. The same concern applies to system files. If critical operating system files are modified by malware, the system may no longer behave as expected. Even backups are an integrity story. When you restore from backup, you expect to get back exactly what was there at the time. Now they have complete or corrupted version. Later, when you study hashing and digital signatures, you will see technical tools designed specifically to verify integrity. At an entry level, though, you help protect integrity when you confirm backups are actually completing, monitor for disk errors, or change logs to track what was modified and when. Well, that gives a better visibility or explanation as to why companies keep track of footprints and everything that you do while you're on the network, so that items can maintain its integrity, and also just to have a digital footprint makes sense as well, so that if something changes or something comes up, you can trace it back to who and kind of understand the logic behind what took place. So pretty straightforward with that. Mm. All right. The third one, availability. Availability rounds out the triad by asking whether systems and data are accessible to authorized users when they need them. Availability is sometimes neglected in casual discussion of security, but from a business perspective, it is often the most viable, most visible. If the file server is down and no one can access project documents, or the ticketing system is unavailable during business hours, security has failed just as surely as if an attacker stole the data. All right, so we'll define availability as rounds out the triad by asking, bless you, whether systems and data are accessible to authorized users when they need them. Routine admin tasks directly impact availability, scheduling reboots outside of peak hours, ensuring critical servers are patched without taking them offline for days, setting up UPS devices to ride through short power glitches, and validating that backups can be restored after a disaster. Even denial of service attacks, which you will study later, are fundamentally attacks on availability, rather than on scarcity. Just better understanding that one. CRECY. Okay. Scarcity. It's the practice or state of keeping information, activities, or intentions hidden from others. Got it. What makes the CIA triad interesting and sometimes tricky is that these goals can conflict. Tightening confidentiality by locking down access too aggressively can hurt availability if users constantly hit permission errors trying to do their jobs. Sloppy, hurried changes made in the name of getting systems back online quickly can damage integrity if they introduce misconfigurations or data corruptions. You will see these tensions in both real life and exam questions. For example, imagine a policy requiring extremely long, complex passwords that must be changed every 15 days. On paper, it might look like a win for confidentiality, but in practice, users start writing passwords on sticky notes under keyboards or reusing predictable patterns. The result is actually worse confidentiality. That's a very good point, because if it's too complicated, it's just going to come up with a simpler way to memorize it, because you can't always remember a 15-digit unique combination in the appropriate pattern. Usually those are cared for by a password generator, or you're not required to change them but every X amount of months. That way there's some level of understanding that it is going to require some thought and some memorization on what that password should be. So that makes sense. The result is actually worse confidentiality. As you work through scenarios, it helps to pause and ask yourself which part of the triad is the primary concern. Is this mostly a scarcity problem, a correctness problem, or a uptime problem? AAA, controlling and tracking access. If CIA describes what you are trying to protect, AAA, authentication, authorization, and accounting, describes how you control and record who does what in your environment. Describe how you control. You encounter these ideas constantly in a user account management, yet many people blend them together. Keeping them separate in your mind gives you much clearer thinking. Authentication answers the question, who are you? Who are you? This is the process of proving identity when you log onto a system or application. A username alone is not enough. Anyone can type J Smith. The system must verify that the person at the keyboard is truly that user, typically through something they know, a password or a PIN, something they may have, a smart card, token, or phone with the authentication app, or are, something they are, a fingerprint or a facial recognition. Multi-factor authentication, which combines more than one of these, is simply stronger authentication. From a support perspective, password resets, helping the user enroll in MFA or verifying someone's identity before you make changes to their account, are all part of the authentication story. So for this, it's just basically verifying you are who you say you are, giving that user, based upon their identity being success, authentication into the application or the environment. Yeah. Okay. Once a user has proven who they are, authorization decides what are you allowed to do. Are you allowed to do? This is all about permissions. All about permissions. One user may be able to read files in a shared folder but not modify or delete them. Another may be able to create a new accounts in the application but not approve financial transactions. An administrator may have broad control over system settings, whereas a standard user cannot install software. You implement authorization by assigning users to groups, defining roles and applications, and settings permissions on resources. A common mistake both on the job and on the exam is to assume that if someone authenticated successfully, they must be allowed to access whatever they are trying to reach. In reality, logging in just gets you in the front door. Authorization decides which rooms you can enter and what you can do inside of them. Woo, that sun is starting to get bright. Be there by 12. Okay. Mm-mm. Well, yeah, I cut this out. Mm-mm. All right, that should be good. Just getting interrupted by some work stuff. All right. The third element, accounting. often called auditing, as what did you do? What did you do? When did you do it? Did you do it? This is about logging and tracking activity. System logs that show who logged into a server and from where audit records of group membership changes and application logs recording who edited a customer record are all examples of accounting. When you are troubleshooting, you may use these logs to check whether a user attempted to log in or what error they received, or to confirm that a certain change occurred at a specific time. In a security investigation, accounting is essential for reconstructing events and understanding the scope of the incident. AAA ties directly back to the CIA triad. Strong authentication and well-designed authorization help protect confidentiality by limiting access to sensitive data. They also protect integrity if only certain roles can modify critical records. You reduce the chance of accidental or malicious changes. Accounting supports integrity by providing a trail of who changed what, and it can indirectly support availability since detailed logs often help you restore normal operations faster after an incident. So kind of tying everything in together, speaking to how each branch supports the other and the role that they play. So it makes a lot of sense. And also things to think about when you're building applications in general. If you do any form of customer or user interface applications where data storage is critical, making sure that the appropriate user can make the appropriate changes is a big piece to security. No, ma'am. Non-repudiation, proving actions, and enforcing accountability. From AAA, it is a short step to non-repudiation, a formal way of saying you cannot credibly deny that you performed this action. Never heard of that one. You cannot credibly deny that you perform this action. Uh-oh. Sounds like you can't deny what you did. Take a look at this. Assurance that the sender of the message or the signer of a document can not successfully deny having sent or signed it. It proves irrefutable proof of origin, integrity, and authenticity so that all parties are held accountable for their actions. Hmm. Never heard of the term before, but I can dig it. I can dig it. How it works in the digital realm in cybersecurity, non-repudiation. do that. We can do that. We can do that. 719. Non-repudiation. Not non-repudiation is the assurance that the sender of a message or the signer of a document cannot successfully deny having sent or signed it. It proves irrefutable proof of origin, integrity, and authenticity so that all parties are held accountable for their actions. How it works in cybersecurity and digital transactions, non-repudiation relies on public key infrastructure, PKI, and cryptographic techniques. Digital signatures, the sender uses a unique private key to encrypt documents hash. The recipient uses the sender's public key to decrypt and verify the signature. Because the private key is mathematically tied to the sender, the signature cannot be forged. Makes sense. So it's just basically providing a unique identifier for the sender and the recipient, making sure it's hash, and that number is going to be tied with each person based upon their role, so it can't be modified. Data integrity hashing algorithms ensure the message was not altered in transit. If even a single character changes, the signature breaks, alerting the system to tampering. So this is part of that digital communication world, if you will. A hashing algorithm is in place to help maintain the data integrity to make sure that nothing is altered in transit. That way, everything can be sent and received securely based upon the algorithm, making sure that nothing can be altered. Timestamping, cryptographically securing timestamps prove exactly when an accident, prove when an action took place. Let me try that again. Timestamping, cryptographically secured timestamps prove exactly when an action took place. Pretty straightforward. Common examples using platforms like DocuSign or Adobe Acrobat to sign a PDF contract generates verifiable audit trails that prove you agreed to terms. And you see this a lot with medical documents online, and even some websites like payment places, or if you are getting a cell phone online, there's an electronic DocuSign that takes place, and that's basically what this is. Online banking, when transferring funds or authorizing a payment, digital certificates and multi-factor authentications are logged to ensure you cannot claim the transit was unauthorized. So I love this. Online banking does include a multi-factor authentication, and I can see this being something implemented in multiple realms. If you think about how a hacker can get a hold of sensitive information, but if you have that second layer of authentication in place, the likelihood of that transaction going through can kind of decrease because there's another layer of security in place. So I do recognize this with my online banking, and I wouldn't be surprised if more things that aren't as detrimental to someone start to pick up a multi-factor form of authentication. Email and code commitments, digitally signed emails or developer code commits are bound directly to a user's identity, providing undeniable proof of authorship. You see this with GitHub. If you've ever worked in a team, you have to log in, and every commit that's taking place is tied back to the login user. And sometimes, depending upon the environment with version control, you may have to re-authenticate yourself in that process just to make sure you're the one that is attaching your name to the commit that just took place. Mm, mm, mm. Non-repudiation versus authentication. These two terms do sound familiar if you think about it. Authentication allowing someone to gain access, and non-repudiation is assuring that the sender is actually the sender. But here's where there are some fundamental differences. Authentication proves who you are. Non-repudiation takes it a step further, providing undeniable proof that you and only you authorize a specific transaction or a document. So this just sounds like 2.0 of authentication. Yes, you've proved who you are, but with non-repudiation, it's going to take it a step further, asking for a signature or something else specific so that we can guarantee that the recipient of this is the actual intended recipient. The legal counterpart in law, non-repudiation applies when the statement In law, non-repudiation applies when a statement's author cannot dispute authorship or the validity of an associated contract. Traditional non-repudiation usually meant having a witness, a notary public, or physical handwritten signature. Today, digital non-repudiation services are legally backed by frameworks like US e-sign Act and global electronic signature laws, which treat properly executed cryptographic signatures as legally binding as pen and paper. So I thought this was very interesting. And if you're not familiar with the term non-repudiation, this is a quick overview of it, how it, all of the pieces that play a part into it, some examples, and the difference between that and authentication. Very well. Mm, 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 mm. 238. All right. Let's do. In business, many situations where it must be possible to prove that a particular user approved a purchase, signed a contract electronically, or changed a critical configuration. Non-repudiation requires a few ingredients: working together, reliable identification of the user, strong authentication so others cannot easily impersonate them, and accurate tampering resistant records of what they did. Later in the book, you will examine cryptographic mechanisms such as digital signatures and sign logs that provide very strong non-repudiation. At the support level, you see the concept in more everyday forms when approvals in a change management system are tied to specific login accounts instead of generic email replies. The organization can point to an audit trail that says this change was approved by this manager at this time. When your ticketing system logs which technician performed a password reset and at what time, it provides accountability for the support actions. Even something as basic as requiring users to log in individually rather than a shared generic front desk account supports non-repudiation by typing actions to specific people. And I know I see a lot of this with my employer, it requiring additional approval or login credentials, etc. Like I mm, Yeah, I can think of an example at work where if someone needs to remove access for a user or remove something from a user, it now requires an additional approval along with the credentials associated with that specific user. So you can't just cut it off. Now you have to provide the credentials of the user that's requesting it and the credentials of the user that's approving it, all to have timestamp, all for record keeping. Not to say that this isn't something that can take place, but more so of who requested it, who's doing it, what time did it take place, so that anything comes up, there's always a record in place to reference back to it. Mm, 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 mm. Least privilege, just enough access. Among all the core principles, least privilege is probably the one you will grapple with most often day to day. Okay. Least privilege states that users and even application and services should have minimum level of access they need to perform their job functions and no more. Makes sense. The goal is not to punish people or make their job harder. The goal is to limit the damage that can be caused by mistakes, malware, or intentional misuse. In practice, least privilege shows up every time you decide what rights an account should have. Instead of making every employee a local administrator because it's easier, you create standard user accounts and reverse administrative rights for IT staff or specific roles that genuinely require them. When a new hire in the sales department starts, you add them to the sales group that has access to the relevant folders and systems rather than simply giving them full control over the entire shared drive in case they need it later. If they must occasionally perform a task requiring elevated rights, you must use a run as administrator option or a temporary elevation tool instead of making them a permanent admin. All about changing that mindset and making sure that you're thinking safety first, security first, I guess, instead of safety. Same thing though. Makes sense. Least privilege is deeply connected to authorization in the AAA model. When a question describes a proposed permission change, you can often test it against this principle by asking, does this give the user more access than is strictly necessary for their role? If the answer is yes, you should be cautious. Overprivileged accounts are a gift to attackers. If malware runs under an account that has broad rights, it can do far more harm than if the account were tightly scoped. Keeping privileges limited also makes it easier to understand and investigate incidents because fewer people have the ability to make critical changes. Makes a lot of sense, and I can understand why that is the preferred model, although it may not be the most popular to the end user. It makes sense why you would have it in place and why that would be the approach when dealing with people and access. Um, mm, 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 mm. And defense in depth, layering protections. Another reoccurring theme in the modern security is defense in depth. The idea that no single control is perfect, so you design multi overlaying layers of protection. Defense in depth. The idea. Perfect. If one layer fails, others are in place to reduce the impact or stop the attack entirely. Think of it as not relying on one lock to secure your entire house. You might have a lock on the front door, an alarm system, motion lights outside, and perhaps a safety for particular valuable items inside. Perhaps a safe for particular valuable items inside. You might have a lock on the front door, an alarm system, motion lights outside, and perhaps a safe for particularly valuable items inside. Any one of those might be defeated, but getting through all of them is much harder. In IT environments, defense in depth plays out across devices, networks, accounts, and data. A phishing email might slip past the organization's email filtering and land in the user's inbox. That is one layer failing. If the user clicks on the link, endpoints protections on the laptop may still detect and block the malicious file. Mm. In IT environments, defense in depth plays out across devices, networks, accounts, and data. A phishing email might slip past organization filters. That is one layer failing. A phishing email might slip past the organization's email filtering and land in a user's inbox. That is one layer failing. If the user clicks the links and the endpoint protection on the laptop may still detect and block malicious file. If the file manages to execute, least privilege may prevent it from installing system wide or accessing sensitive network shares. If it still manages to encrypt some files, reliable backups provides another safety net by allowing recovery. At each stage, a different type of control is at work and they work together to create a more robust defense than any single control could provide. This does not mean that more is always better. In some random sense, effective defense in depth is thoughtful and complementary, not just a pile of tools. You do not, for example, need three different antivirus products fighting with each other on the same workstation, but you do want host based protections on endpoints, network based controls, firewalls, and secure Wi Fi, strong access control and authentication policies, and solid backup and recovery processes. While exam scenarios describe multiple types of controls being used together, access policies plus network segmentation plus encryption, there's a good chance that underlying idea is defense in depth. Never heard of the term used that way, but I can certainly see where the value lies. Zero trust. Never trust. Always verify. Zero trust. Never trust. Always verify. Traditional network security was often built on a castle and moat mindset. Keep attackers out of the network perimeter and largely trust what is inside. That model has not aged well in a world of remote work, cloud applications, mobile devices, and sophisticated attackers. Mm-mm-mm. Zero trust is a modern philosophy that turns this thinking on its head. Zero trust is a modern philosophy that turns this thinking on its head. It's a basic mess. Its basic message is never trust, always verify. Being on its basic message is never trust, always verify. Being on a corporate network or having authenticated once this morning is not enough to be trusted identifiably. Early access requests should be elevated based on who is asking, what device they are using, where they are connecting from, and what they're trying to do. You will see zero trust in practical ways, even as a junior technician. Internal applications that once accept multiple username and passwords. You will see zero trust in practical ways, even as a junior technician. Internal applications that once accepted a simple username and password might now demand multi-factor authentication, even from users sitting in office. Access to a sensitive HR portal from corporate laptop on an internal local area network might still require a VPN connection or a device compliance check to ensure the system is patched and running approved software, security software. Users may be asked to re authenticate critical systems every few hours rather than staying logged in for days at a time. These can feel like annoyances from the user's perspective, but from a zero trust point of view, they are ways to limit how far an attacker can get if they manage to steal a password, a device, or a session token. Makes sense why it's in place. Certainly not fun, but definitely makes sense why it is in place. Mm, 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 mm. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Mm, I don't know. Whatever. Ain't no biggie. Mm, we're still good there. Still good there. We'll come back to it. All right. Zero trust does not mean replace the other principles. It builds on them, relies on strong authentication, carefully designed authorization, and continuous accounting. It supports confidentiality by making it harder for an attacker who gets inside in one way to roam freely to everything else. It supports integrity and availability by limiting the spread and impact of incidents. In exam questions, when you see references to not automatically trusting internal users or devices to make access decisions based on context and continuous verification, you are almost certainly looking at a zero trust concept in action. As you keep reading and start working through more detailed topics, encryption, identity management, network security, incident response, these principles will keep showing up in different forms. When you are stuck in this scenario, stepping back to ask which of these ideas is really at stake often reveals what the best course of action should be. All right, so we have a knowledge check. So the first one, Q1, a help desk technician reminds users to lock their screens when leaving their desk and enables full disk encryption on all laptops. Which primary security goal is the technician supporting? It's a good question. It's gotta be lock the screens. Man, this could be. Um, it's a good question because this really could be any of them. And I guess this is where it's designed to make you think. A help desk technician reminds users to lock their screens when leaving their desk and enables full disk encryption on all laptops. Which primary security goal is the technician supporting? It's got to be confidentiality. I'm gonna go with A. A financial application allows users to log in with MFA, but a junior accountant cannot approve large payments even after successfully authenticating. Which concept best explains why the user is blocked from this action? I'm gonna go with D, authorization. He's not authorized to or she's not authorized to perform that task, to approve that payment. A security analyst reviews system logs to determine which administrator changed the firewall rule at 2 p.m. yesterday. Which AAA component? This is accounting, Q3. It's the mission, I ain't tripping. This should have fell under the triad. This should have fell under concept. Oh, okay. I'm cool. Q4. A manager requests domain administrator rights just in case they ever need to install software or change settings on the laptop. Which security principle best supports denying this request? Least privilege. You only get what you need, buddy. An organization implements email filtering, endpoint, anti-malware, strict user permissions, and regular offline backups to limit the impact of phishing attacks that may lead to ransomware infections. Which principle do these combined controls best represent? That should be defense in depth. Q6. A company move. Whoa, wait a minute. Accounting. No, that's just logging. A company moves to a model where internal web applications require MFA, device compliance checks, and periodic reauthorizations, even for users on the corporate land. Which principle is this approach most closely associated with? Zero trust. A PKI-based system usually digitally sign change approvals that are tied to individual user accounts, preventing users from credibly denying they approved a specific configuration change. That's going to be non-repudiation. Q8. A database admin verifies that backup restore tests consistently produce complete and uncorrupted copies of production data. Backup restore I'm gonna go with A, confidentiality. All right, so number one, rationale. The answer was A, screen locking, this decryption prevent. Yep. Number two is D. Yep. After authentication, authorization controls, which we about. Yep. Three, rationale. Answer C. Counting, auditing, use logs to track who performed. Yep. Number four, A, least privilege requires user to have only the minimum rights. Yep. Number five, C, using multiple overlapping controls to mitigate the same threat. Yep. Number six, D. Yep. Zero trust assumes no implicit trust requiring continuous verification of users and devices. It's perfect. 7C. Uh-oh, we got one off here. Answer is B. integrity, not that's what I meant. I knew exactly that's what I want to do, integrity, because you want to make sure that it remain accurate. I hit the wrong letter. All right, so not bad. Able to get through that. Feel pretty good about it. Nothing that we need to revisit, but it was pretty cool learning about non-repudiation though. That one was a new one for me. All right, so let's do this. I think I will do this for right now.
you